Hi book friends, I'm Erin and this is Erin Go Live. I have a May TBR for you today. I don't do TBRs all that often, but I had enough books that were kind of related to other things this month that I kind of wanted to put my intentions out there for this month of reading. So first book I have for you is a readathon with Karen the Roving Reader and Marcella at Marcella and Her Books, and that is a read along of, can't grab it, John Steinbeck's East of Eden. I started reading this book, I think last spring, about this time last year. I made it. I'm on page 176 of this book. I will restart this. We'll be reading this in 4 parts. I think like a book per week. Like there's 4 books in the 4 parts of the book. A part a week. That's what I'm trying to say. So I was very much enjoying it. I don't know, I was getting distracted by other things, I think. So, yeah, very much interested in this. It takes place in the part of the world that I am from. It takes place in Salinas, California, not very far from me. So, and very much enjoying like the biblical references and the especially the setting of this book. So happy to get back into this. Then we have Springathon, hosted by Heidi at My Reading Life, Doris at Aldi Books, and Natalie at The Curious Reader. And for that, I will be continuing on with my read of, and I'll be listening to the audiobook of Bicycling with Butterflies by Sarah Dyckman. I'm on 115 pages into this at this point. Just kind of been distracted by other kind of obligatory reads, but I have this coming in on audiobook within the next couple weeks, so I'm going to be enjoying this, finishing this up likely on audiobook. So very much enjoying this. This is about Sarah Dyckman, the author. It's about her following the monarch migration from Mexico through the United States into Canada, back around down to Mexico. And it's very much about the monarchs themselves, but also especially about their habitat destruction and the possible, extinction of the trouble that they face based on their declining habitat. Also for Springathon and a nonfiction book club read is The Beak of the Finch by Jonathan Weiner. This is a Pulitzer Prize winner. This is what we're supposed to be reading for my nonfiction book club, but many of the members have DNF'd this, and many are reading How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie instead. I may also end up reading that one. I might listen to it on audiobook, but so far I'm enjoying this. I'm literally only 20 pages into this, but it's about kind of a continuation of Darwin's work and looking more into evolution. Speaking of book clubs, for my fiction book club, I got to select the book this time, and we were reading Graham Greene's The Heart of the Matter. This is about a English police officer who is living in Sierra Leone, so it's like English colonialism in West Africa, and he's a police officer. He has this wife who seemingly is depressed. He very much, rather than really being in love with her, he more feels a responsibility to her. She asks to be sent to South Africa. She wants him to retire, and she just wants kind of like a new start, but he's supposed to like fall in love with somebody else at this point. And, I'm over halfway through the book. I think I know who he's going to fall in love with, but I'm not sure. So there's kind of a lot of setup kind of before we even get to this point. So I may actually have this finished before May. It's April 28th at this point. I may finish this by May, but if not, I'll be finishing this very early May. And then we have Mental Health May, hosted by Kim at Middle of the Book March. I feel like there's somebody else who's hosting this, but I can't remember who that is. I will link them. Everybody will be linked in the description below. And I will be reading the graphic novel Hyperbole and a Half by Allie, Brosh. Unfortunate situations, flawed coping mechanisms, mayhem, and other things that happened. Actually, I had seen this at Leanne at Literary Diversions channel a long time ago, and I actually managed to find this in a little free library. So it's all of these kind of like funny little drawings, and it's supposed to like quite accurately kind of depict, I can't speak, quite accurately depict anxiety and just kind of little mental health issues that one might come across in everyday life. So that's it. It's just a really heavy, oddly heavy book. A lot of times graphic novels are like that. It's the thickness of the paper. Finally, having to do with nothing else, I literally looked for a readathon that this might fit in, and I found the Read Your Bookshelf Challenge by Chantel at Chantel Reads All Day. And the prompt for May is a book longer than your April book. Well, this book is longer than any of my April books, and that is A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. In general, I am trying to read more of what is already on my bookshelves rather than purchasing new books and reading those. This is the final book in the, I don't know what it's called, whatever series this is. I love the look of these 3 books. Oh, my dog is whining. Hello. Whatever this book series is called, the London series, something like that. I think I had read at least this, I think the first book I read alone. The second book I read aloud to my husband, and I wonder if that's why I had been kind of dragging my feet on oh, my dog. I wonder if that's why I had been kind of dragging my feet on this. But I've been enjoying this series, and so I would like to get this finished, find out what happens, and this is a pretty good tome at well over 600 pages. So this very heavy stack are the books that I plan to read in the month of May. Let's know what readathons or read-alongs you are participating in May. Have you read any of these beauties? Thank you for watching. Remember, every day is a great day for a great day, all day.